In this video, let's learn about DataRaptor load, or also called as DataRaptor Post. What's the purpose of this DataRaptor? Whenever we want to perform operation like insert, update or upsert, we need to use DataRaptor load. Let's understand this with the help of one example. Insert a contact record with some basic details. Let me show you how you can achieve this with the help of DataRaptor. Create one new DataRaptor load. Purpose is insert contact. Interface type will be load. Select object here. Which object record we need to insert? It's a contact. So select contact object. As we know, whenever we want to create or update record, we need to pass some information. We should have some information so that accordingly record will be created. So let's skip these fields for some time. Go directly to the preview section. In the input section, if you want to create a contact record, what information I need to pass? This is the required field, that last name where that I need to pass. For example, I want to create a contact record with the name as a Darshan1. Now whatever the information I am writing here, that information should go to the last name field of this contact object. So I need to perform this mapping. Last name where should be mapped to the last name field of the contact object, and this can be achieved in the field tab. Here input JSON path means whatever we are showing here. Click in the domain object field, that's the last name. If we click on this plus, here we can type last name where. If we type it here like this, and what's the domain object field? What does this say? This says that whatever you are passing here, that will be added or inserted to the last name. Instead of typing here chances of having mistakes. So what you can do, copy this preview section completely and add it into the input JSON. What's the benefit of this? Let me show you that. Whatever the node name here, that you will be able to see in the input JSON path, last name where, whatever you add here. So this way you can avoid the spelling mistake. So I want here last name. So field mapping is done. Once this is done, let's try to create the record with this information. When DataRaptor load gets executed successfully, this DataRaptor returns a record ID. Execute. Record ID is written. It shows that we created a contact record with this information. Let me show you in the data export. So record is created with this information. If you want to add some more field, we can add it like phone where. Now if we click on execute, record will be created, but this phone where you will not be able to see. Why? So record is created, but phone value is not getting passed. Do you think what's the reason? We are passing the value to this variable, but this variable is not mapped to the contact object any of the field. That you need to add here. You can add here by clicking on the plus button, or the best practice, copy this and add it into the input JSON. If we click here, you should be able to see this phone where. This phone where value will be passed to which field of the contact object? It's a phone field. So select it. Now let me change some name here. You should be able to see this phone value now. If you go here, Darshan 3 and phone value is passed. In this way, you can create a single contact record. Second example, insert multiple contact records with some details. Now this is for single contact records. If you want to insert multiple contact records, that also you can do. Let me create a JSON for this. Suppose I want to create one record. This record says that I should have one field, last name where his value is, if I say Darshan1, and what I want to pass again, I want to pass phone as well. something triple two. This one record I created, but I want multiple records. So I'm creating multiple records. 3 records I created with some value change. Here I can pass some phone number. Now as we are creating a list of records, so we need to give notation accordingly. So I'm giving here list notation. What's the name of this node then? We need to give some node as well. So I'm giving here contacts. What does this say? It's saying that contacts is a node name. Under that contact we do have 3 records that we need to create it. So copy it and use in DataRaptor input section. Let me delete this existing record so that I can demonstrate you in a very well way. Now there are no records created today. Now do you think if I click on execute, will this work? Let me show you. Will that work? It's not returning anything. Check in the error section. It's showing required fields are missing last name. But you are passing last name here. Will it not get passed? If you see here last name, where last name, it should get passed. If you observe closely, this node name is a contact. If you want to pass this value, you need to mention contacts colon last name where or contact colon phone where. So you need to change the mapping in the field section. You can do it one by one, or best way to avoid the errors, you can do in this way. To show it again, let me delete the existing thing. What you are supposed to do, input JSON path, what you want, last name where, domain object field, last name. So whatever in the contact colon last name where, this value will be passed to last name. Similarly, if we click here, phone value will be passed to phone field of the contact object. If we click on the preview now, see 3 contacts are created. If you want to verify, you can verify here. So 3 contacts are created. This way you can create multiple contacts. Next one is upsert a contact record. Let's see how you can upsert a contact record. To upsert, as we know, upsert means what? We need to create a record if it does not exist, or update record if it exists. So how can we perform this? Let me show you by taking one example. Let me do field mapping. If we change here field mapping, it's very simple. Now we are not showing with the help of any of the list format. So directly we are changing like this. So last name where to last name, phone where to phone. Now if we create any record here, for example, I'm creating here record 5 and giving phone value as a like this, execute. So record is created. If we check here, record is created. But what I want now, I want upsert operation to be performed. To perform the upsert operation, we should have one field. On the basis of that field as a key value, I'm going to check whether the record exists or not. In this case, I will take the last name as a key field. I will check whether Darshan 5 record exists or not. If it exists, update the phone value from 555 to something like this. If it does not exist, it should create a record. For that, go to the field section. As we want to make this last name value as a key value, then click on this upsert key. If we check this checkbox, then it will assume that in the incoming records, it will check for Darshan 5. If it existing, update the value. If it does not exist, create a new record. Now let's see. There is no record with the Darshan 5. Oh, there is a record with Darshan 5. But what's the change? Phone value is 5555. Here I want phone value should be 6666. Let's execute. Yeah, some operation is performed. Before that, let me show you something in the debug log. When you perform upsert operation, Sockle gets performed. Sockle is checking whether any contact record with Darshan 5 value. Now Sockle returns 1. It shows Darshan 5 record gets exist. then perform the update operation. That's a part of the upsert. So phone value get changed. Let's verify this. Now phone value is 5555. See, it's get changed now. If in case darshan 5 does not get exist, make it as a darshan 6. Then observe in the debug log. Here it was existing, so result found is 1. Now again sockle gets run to check whether darshan 6 exists or not. Here query result is 0. So in this case, new contact should get created. Let's check. Currently we have 4 records. Now we have 5 records. Darshan 6 with the change in the phone value gets created. This way you can perform the upsert operation. Now let's see same upsert operation with multiple contact record. For that we can take this example. As we want multiple contact records, so we need to be in the list format. For that we need to change field mapping as well. So let's change it. Last name where should come now from the contact node. Similarly, phone value should come from the contact node. If you check, both are coming from the contact node. In the preview section, to better demonstrate, let me delete these records. Go back. There should not be any contact record. It's not there. Initially, we'll show you it should get created, as currently we don't have any contact record. Okay, so let me execute. As we already check mark this upsert key, it's running the query like this. It's checking whether do we have record with darshan 1 value or darshan 2 or darshan 3. But we do not find any record, so 3 new records are created. If we check here, 3 records are created. This is for insert in the upsert. Now let's perform update as well as insert. For example, darshan 1 already exists. I'm changing the phone value. I'm just making as a 1212. Darshan 2, I'm making the 22. So we can see, or let's make it a 4, darshan 4. Darshan 4 now does not exist. So if it does not exist, so new record should get created. Same with here. Darshan 5 does not exist with the new values of phone, something like this. So if you observe here, out of the 3 records, 1 record should be updated and remaining 2 records should be created, a new record. Execute. Same as here, again it will check whether these records exist or not. It will return only 1, as 1 record is already existing and other 2 records will be created. Currently we have 3 records. Run it. Now 3 becomes 5. It means 1 record is updated, another 2 records are created. This way you can perform update and insert in one operation, that is the upsert operation. That is also for multiple records. Now last one, update a contact record with change in phone value. If you only want to perform update operation, then how can we do it? Let's make some changes here. First of all, our field mapping should be correct. So I'm making field mapping last name where I want to perform update. So removing this upsert option, phone where. So this is what our mapping. To perform, I'm just delete these records so that I can explain you very well. So we don't have any contact records here. Let's create first darshan 1 with some value. So record is created here. If we go here, contact record is created. Now I want to perform the update operation. As we know, to perform the update operation, we should have the ID value. So similarly, you can pass here the ID where. What should be ID value? I want to update this record, so I can pass here this ID value. Will this work? No, because we are passing in the input section, but we are not adding the field mapping. So you can copy this completely, go into the field section, add it here and add one new, that is the ID where. To which contact field it should go? It's the ID field. This way you can add the new field. Now I want to perform the update and not upsert. So I'm not adding any upsert value or upsert checkbox here. So let's do this. What I want to update? Currently it's a Darshan 1 and 111. So I want to update like Darshan 1 should become Darshan 2 and this value is something like this for this ID. Let's copy this. Yeah, it's the same ID. If you go here, the same ID. Let's execute. Let's verify here. See, Darshan 2 and 222. So this way you can perform the update operation as well with the help of DataRaptor load. So we can practice these basic examples and try to answer these sample interview questions. If you have any query, feel free to comment. The next video we will try to show you a DataRaptor post for the related record. In today's video, we have seen how we can insert only contact records. But if we want to insert contact records along with its account, then how can we do it? Let's learn that in the next video. Thank you for watching.